new one that was here?
I always wanted to be an astronaut. And I thought, wait, the fastest way to be an astronaut is to be a pilot. So I altered course my senior year and went from a Chem E major to an aviation major and just instantly fell in love. I'm not an astronaut, but I sure do love the path that I've taken with flying. After 9/11, and we were up flying CAPS all over the country when no other aircraft were allowed to be in the skies, transitioning all the way through many deployments that I've had over the skies of Afghanistan, it really just changes your perspective, not only of flying, but really of life, when you look down and just see that what we're doing when we're up flying is really protecting. And a lot of people may not see it that way. They may not view us as it's just a constant protection that we provide, but that's really what it is. The 179th Airlift Wing has about 1,400 members. 300 of those are with our Red Horse Squadron and detachment that is a civil engineering group with us. 1,100 of those are members of the 179th Airlift Wing. We have about 300 members here during the week, and then the other 800 come in on a drill weekend. We have 8 C-130 aircraft, and the C-130 is mainly built for cargo and people, and our mission goes worldwide. We have the ability to land on a dirt strip. We can push cargo out the back with a parachute and get it to places that maybe we can't land an airplane, and we can also haul our own folks in the Air National Guard, the Air Force, or the Army. A year ago, the 179th directly supported Texas, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands in the hurricane relief. Back in April, we did a 5-ship formation, which is an incredible feat when you only have 8 airplanes on your ramp, and some of those are going through maintenance, short-term and long-term maintenance. So to be able to launch a 5-ship, number one, is absolutely incredible. Number two, it's a huge morale builder for your folks. So it was an absolute honor to watch 5 airplanes get off the ground at the same time. And it was really neat around the city. We kind of let folks know that it was going to happen. And so it kind of incorporated our citizens around Mansfield as well. To be honest with you, there's no typical day here. Every day is different. Every day is unique and challenging. I try not to stay in this office. Very often I try to get out and just meet with folks. An average day on the flight line here, they may be doing a formation flight, they may be doing an airdrop, they may be practicing assault landings. They have such a unique skill set that they have to maintain, so it's fun to watch. So when I was asked to take command of the 179th Airlift Wing, it's one of those moments, and as I look back on it, even though it was just 8 months ago, and I look back on my career at things that I've been asked to do, our military is really great at stretching us and giving us positions that we can grow into, and that knowing that they have the confidence that we'll do the job to the best of our ability. And that's kind of the way I view the role here at the 179th. If you had asked me 20 years ago if this would have been my path, I probably would never have guessed it, but I truly value each life, each airman that's in this wing, and it's an incredible opportunity to lead them. Females are typically about 10% in everything that we do. As I talk to different groups, and it doesn't have to just be females or young girls, but anybody that's a minority, I want them to know that absolutely you can set goals and dream. But the more important thing that I've realized over the past 23 years is to not pass up an opportunity. So isn't that pretty cool that they're trusting you? There's nothing like serving in the Air National Guard because you get to serve the community that you live in. And we make that decision to serve based on friends and family. And I'll tell you, I tell my children, I have 3 kids, I tell them every single day how grateful I am for them, because it's not just me putting on the uniform, but they also have served for the entire span of their life. Oldest is 17 and my youngest is 13. And my daughter calculated I've been gone over 6.5 years of her life. And so when you talk about why I do it for them, I do it for my family, and then I do it for my community. It absolutely takes a village for me to be able to serve, for one airman to serve. So when you look at a wing like the 179th with 1,400 members, and you multiply that by 10, 15, 20 people, sometimes those folks that are in the wings of serving don't view themselves like that. But any opportunity I get to tell a family member thank you, their airman is serving because of their sacrifice as well.